Hello everybody. We are about to start our slow flow, special edition moon flow tonight here at Homegrown Yoga. Thank you for joining me. And we're just gonna get started in a moment. If you wanna have any props with you, feel free to gather those now. Maybe a block or two or a blanket, or anything you have at home that you would like to have with you for practice. Feel free to gather that now. Any water, any layers of clothing or anything. This will be a nice cooling and calming, grounding type of practice for the evening, little midweek break. So I'm gonna go ahead and get set up and we'll get started in just a moment. Thanks for being here. So we're gonna start in a reclining bound angle or a Supta Baddha Konasana. So feel free to have blocks behind you or maybe a blanket if you would like to elevate yourself a little bit. The first block would go long ways between your shoulders and the other block would be for your head. And if you don't have blocks with you at home, no worries at all. You can always just lie back as you are. So go ahead and get yourself situated. Taking the long block, if it's behind you, between your shoulder blades, and then the head's going to rest back on that other block. So you can just start with the legs crossed simply, or you can take the feet into bound angle Baddha Konasana, and let the knees just fall away. Let the arms just open up out at your sides. Take a few inhales and exhales. Start to just quiet down from your day, inhaling and exhaling. Start to come into your body, start to come into your breath. Let everything just start to feel heavy here on your mat. Relax the face, relax your jaw. Relax the brow center. Start your deep inhalations and exhalations through the nose. Inhaling and exhaling. Let your face be soft, let your jaw relax. Maybe your lips part a little bit. Let the hips start to open, let the chest open, the shoulders release back. Let everything feel heavy. Take a little scan of the body, noticing how you're feeling this evening. If there's any areas of the body you want to pay special attention to, keeping that in mind as you move and breathe through the practice tonight. Start to just clear your mind from any other thoughts or busyness from the day, any other concerns. Let this next hour be just for you here on the mat, or possibly dedicating your practice out to someone if you would like. Just setting some sort of intention for your practice. Maybe it's just to be present, to be aware of how you're feeling, where you're holding any tension, just how you're breathing. Maybe it's just that simple. Let the shoulders start to relax, open a little further. Let there be no tension in your neck. Just stay here for another few rounds of breath. Our practice tonight We'll include a few sun salutations, but nothing too heat building. We're trying to keep this to be a more calming, quieting, grounding practice. I often teach moon salutations at the time of the full moon. Yesterday the moon was out and was beautiful. It's the super moon. So I thought this would be a nice way to sort of take a little midweek check-in of where we are. Ground down into the earth. Just take another few rounds of breath where you are. If you want to start to come off of your blocks, maybe start to just kind of roll off to the side, moving one and the other out of the way slowly. Just coming back into your reclining bound angle without them if you had added them. Inhaling and exhaling. And whenever you're ready, start to reach the arms overhead. Take a nice long stretch through the sides of the body. Maybe take a little arch over to the left. And back through center. A little arch over to the right. Release back through center. When you're ready, just reach the legs long on the mat. Take another few rounds of breath here again, remembering that the breath is the most important part of your practice. Take a moment maybe to roll out the wrists, roll out the ankles, move the fingers and move the toes. Just really come into your body, that idea of Pratyahara, coming in and letting go of all the external busyness, coming into your senses, noticing how you're feeling. No expectations, no competition for your practice this evening. Allow your body to be exactly where it needs to be at all times. And if the moon salutations are something you're not very familiar with, no worries at all. They're mostly poses that you're familiar with, likely, but maybe just you haven't done the actual salutation before. So we won't be moving too quickly. You'll be able to follow along, no problem at all. When you're ready, just start to take the knees into the chest and take a little rock side to side. Inhaling and exhaling. Let the knees fall over to the right. Maybe let the gaze go off to the left. Let your left arm reach out. Maybe the right hand drags that top leg across. Just a nice little easy spinal twist to begin. Keeping your breath fluid. Inhaling and exhaling. Maybe the breath is to a 5 count. Inhaling. Slight pause at the top. Come back to center. Let the knees draw in. Exhaling all the way out. Just letting your inhales match your exhales. As you're ready, your next exhale, let the knees fall over to the left. Right arm reaches out. Maybe gaze to the right if that's comfortable for the neck. I always say let your gaze go where it works for your neck. Sometimes you don't want to overdo if the neck is feeling a little tight or tense. Inhaling and exhaling. As you're ready, just come on back through center. Take a pause there. And then when you're ready, slowly just let your left foot come down onto the mat. Take the right foot up into your half dead bug here. So just taking a moment, letting your right hand come up to your foot. Maybe it's just to the outside of the foot. Maybe peace fingers around your big toes. So just see where you need to be. Inhaling and exhaling. Or maybe start to reach your right leg out a little bit further. Stretching out, keeping your left side grounded down. Inhaling and exhaling. So a lot of movement here in our hips tonight. So more lower body grounding and flexibility through the hips. Lots of lunges and squats. Not so much in the upper body. So giving our arms a little bit of a break. When you're ready, just come on back through center. Let the right foot come down to the mat. And then once you wipe the knees right to left. Back through side to side for a moment. And then when you're ready, coming back through center, right foot stays rooted down onto your mat as the left knee bends, the left hand up to the side of the foot, or maybe peace fingers around your big toe as you open up through your half dead bug on the other side. Inhaling and exhaling, just take your time. No rush, nice and easy. Slow paced class this evening. Maybe start to reach your left leg out to straighten if you'd like. Again, you can adjust the hold wherever you need to. Maybe the leg doesn't straighten entirely. Inhaling and exhaling. When you're ready, come on back through center. Let the left foot come down to the mat and take a moment to just sort of winch away from the knees back and forth. And then as you're ready, take an inhale and reach the arms overhead. Nice long stretch through the side body. Root down through your feet. Keep your knees hip distance. And then when you're ready, take another inhale. Reach a little longer. Palms up. And then as you exhale, just let it all go. Maybe exhaling breath out of the mouth. Your next inhale, we're going to lift the hips to knee height and take the arms alongside. So a little flowing bridge here, so nothing too deep yet. When you're ready, go ahead and exhale, let the hips come down, let the arms come back overhead. So just moving on your breath. As you inhale, the hips rise, the arms come alongside, press into the mat with your hands and your arms, and slowly just set it all back down, reach the arms back overhead. So moving on your own breath, inhale, rise, lift the hips, take the arms alongside. And then as you exhale, set the hips down, reach the arms back overhead. Inhaling and exhaling. Once more, inhale, rise, lift up. Staying for a round of breath, stabilizing through the lower body, and then exhaling and come back down. So we're just going to move into that 2 more times. Inhale and lift, come all the way up, pressing the arms into the mat, lift up. Maybe lift a tiny bit higher, and then exhale, just set it all back down. So final time here as you're ready, inhale and lift. Maybe this time, if you'd like, you can take one shoulder under and then the other to clasp the hands. If that's too much too soon, no worries. Just reach the arms long, stabilize through the legs. Inhaling and exhaling. And then slowly release, untuck the shoulders if you've tucked them. And then hug the knees in and just take a few rocks and rolls to come on up. Nice and easy. As you're ready, crossing at the ankles and making your way up onto all fours. So knees hip distance, shoulders over your wrists. Hands nice and spread apart. Long spine, gazes down so the neck is comfortable. Start to move through some cat and cow spinal movement here. Just slowly in breath, drop to cow. Out breath as you exhale, round into that cat pose. Maybe move it around to the right shoulder or to the left if you'd like. Inhale and release. Exhale all the way up. Let your breath be your guide. And do what works for you as we move along. When you're ready, come back to your neutral spine and then reach your left leg long behind you. Left toes, left hip face the mat. So just a nice long spinal balance here. Draw up through the navel center into the spine. So really engage your core. Find that center body strength. And then when you're ready, float your right arm out to match. And we're going to stay here for 5 rounds of breath. Inhaling and exhaling as 1. Left elbow is soft. Left hand's engaged to the mat. Inhaling and exhaling, just a couple more rounds. And then exhale, finally, just set it all back down. Feel free to shift the hips, adjust, maybe take another little cat-cow. Your choice, your practice. Do what works for you. I am just the guide. When you're ready, your right leg extends. So find your foundation here. So right toes and right hip face your mat. Nice long spine, gazes down. And then when you're ready, floating your left arm out, left thumb facing the sky. As you find your balance, really press through that right heel behind you, nice and long. Lift up through the center body strength. Just try to be light through your right arm so you're not putting a ton of weight into your right wrist. Inhaling and exhaling, just a couple more rounds of breath. Starting to fire up your core, finding some heat and strength from your center. Exhale and set it all back down. Again, you can shift, adjust, cat-cow, whatever gentle movement there, where shape works for you. And then when you're ready, let the knees go wide, your big toes to touch, and just press back to your child's pose or balasana. Let your chest and your belly come down to the mat. Your forehead just resting down. Reach the arms out as long as you can. Take a little more lengthen the sides of the body if you can. Crawling the fingers out a little bit further. And taking note here that this is a great resting pose. Whenever you need to come back to your child's pose, please do so. Even if I don't cue it, if it's something that you need, and listen to your body and take it. Inhaling and exhaling, take your time. Then when you're ready, we're just going to slowly peel our way forward, narrowing the knees. And then exhale and lower down all the way to the mat. So let yourself just rest down onto the mat. Take the hands out to the sides. Maybe a little bend in the elbows. Draw up through your center. Roll the legs towards one another, so a little inner spiral of the legs. And then we're just going to peel up and open into 3 wide cobras. So when you're ready, inhale and rise, broaden the chest. You don't have to come up too high. Just take the gaze where it's comfortable. And then exhale, set it down, forehead to the mat. Inhale once again, rise and just peel up. Maybe come up a little bit higher. And then exhale and set it down. Once more, engage the back body as you inhale, lift strong. And exhale down. This time, hands at chest level. Press back, knees, toes turn, and find your way into your first downward facing dog. So feet about hip distance. Feel free to walk in place gently, just rising on toes, maybe big bend in the right knee, left heel sinks. Inhale, rise on the toes again, opposite side. Take a moment to just find what you need here. So our first downward facing dog. Just slowly pedaling it out. Take your seat nice and high. Arms are strong. Inhale and rise once again. This time bend the right knee and hug it in for just a few rounds of breath. Sink through that left side. Put a little more weight into your left leg so you're not putting the weight into your arms. And then when you're ready, start to draw a few circles in the sky with your right knee, kind of making a few hip circles around, drawing in the air with that right knee. Stabilizing through your arms, just a couple more. Starting to wake up the hips. Last time, set it down when you're ready. Walk it out. If you'd like, maybe float that right leg up and back to a 3-legged dog. And then exhale, right leg comes down. Again, walk it out. And then when you're ready, sink into that right heel, big bend in your left knee. Pick up that left foot, just hug it in for a round of breath. And then when you're ready, same thing. We're going to draw about 3 to 5 circles with the left knee, starting to wake up that hip. Inhaling and exhaling, stay strong and stable through your arms, right heel sinking. Last time, when you're ready, just set the left foot down, walk it out. Maybe float that left leg up if you took the right into your 3-legged dog. Extend, reach, just nice long stretch. And then exhale the left foot down. Rise high on the toes. Bend your knees and start to walk your way up to the top of the mat. So feet are a little wider than hip distance to start. Take the hands to either elbow and just let your upper body hang. Let your knees be
be soft. Maybe sort of shift right and left as you come into this forward fold for the first time. Maybe spend an extra breath on one side. It feels good to stay. Right and left. And then as you're ready to release the arms, come back to your hip distance. And let your arms hang. One more round of breath, inhaling and exhaling. And then slowly start to bend the knees, lift the gaze and rise, reaching tall all the way up. And next finger pointing tall, maybe a tiny back bend at the top. And then exhale it all down to mountain pose. So find your mountain pose at the top of your mat. Feet can be Tadasana, hip distance, maybe Samasthiti. We're just going to do a few rounds of nice and easy sun salute. So 3 rounds of our half salute first, and then 3 rounds of our full Surya Namaskar. So nothing too wild and crazy, just nice and easy to start to move with our breath a little more fluidly. Big inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale and swan dive, forward fold, hip hinge, knees are soft. Inhale, rise halfway. Fingertips touch or hands to shins. Exhale and fold. Press down and rise, just 3 half salutes to start. And then exhale and bring it to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Maybe call to mind that intention or dedication you thought about at the beginning of your practice. Maybe sending some love and positivity out into the world at this time of uncertainty. Bring it up. Inhale, rise, reach tall. Exhale and swan dive. Forward fold all the way down. Maybe the legs go a little straighter each time. Inhale halfway. Exhale and fold. And then press down and rise, reach tall. Exhale and bring it back to center. Once more, just like that. Inhale, sweeping up. And then exhaling and folding forward. Halfway to lift, to lengthen the spine. Exhale to fold. And then press down and rise. Inhale and reach up. Exhale the hands through. Inhale, reaching up, and then exhaling and swan diving down. Now listen for the change. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands. Left leg goes back. Low lunge, but keep that left knee lifted. And keep your right knee about over your ankle. Inhale, reach the heart center out a little further. And then exhale and fold over the right leg. Inhaling and draw forward. This time just plant the hands. Right foot's going to go back. It can be a high plank or kneeling plank. As you're ready, slowly lower all the way down. Keep the elbows drawing in. Press the tops of the feet to the mat. Inhale, cobra. And then exhale, back, knees, toes turn, downward facing dog. Inhale to rise, bend the knees. Walk, step your way back to the top of the mat. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale to fold. Press down and rise, reach tall. Exhale, hands come back to heart center. So same thing, other side. Inhale and sweep up. Exhale and fold forward all the way down. Halfway lift to lengthen. Exhale to fold. This time plant the hands. Right foot goes back. Low lunge. Take a moment to set it up. Maybe draw the chest on the inside of that leg a little further. Take an inhale to broaden and lengthen. And then exhale. Left leg goes to straight. You're still lifted on the back of the right foot. Inhale. Exhale. Light touch with the hands. This time, inhale, draw forward. Place the hands. Left leg goes back. So maybe this time it's your full chaturanga. Slowly lower to hover. Inhale, upward facing dog, tops of the feet press. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale to rise, bend your knees, and just walk, step your way back up. Lengthen and fold. Press down to rise, reach tall, exhale the hands through. Just 2 sun A's this time without our lunge. Inhale and rise. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift to lengthen. Exhale to fold, plant your hands and step back, high or kneeling, slowly lower down. Inhale, baby cobra, a little bigger cobra, or maybe up dog, thighs lift. Broaden the chest. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale to rise, bend your knees. Walk, step your way back up, halfway, and fold. Press down and rise, reach tall. Exhale, the hands through. Inhale, one last round. Exhale and fold. Halfway to lift. Exhale to fold. Plant your hands and step back. Take your time. There's no hurry. If you're coming from high, there's that tiny shift forward before we lower. And then inhale, broaden the chest. Exhale all the way back, downward facing dog. Walk it out. We're going to stay for 5 rounds of breath. Take the seat a little bit higher, maybe a bigger downward facing dog than you were in before, or maybe even a child's pose. Listen to what you need. Inhaling and exhaling, take your time. And then when you're ready, you're going to rise and bend the knees. This time, just walk your way 2/3 of the way on your mat into your Balasana. Toes out, sit low. Invite the hands to heart center. Just bow the head, maybe close the eyes. Toes are going to go out to the sides. Inhaling and exhaling, take your time to settle into it. Maybe the heels don't go all the way down, and that's all right. Maybe you add that blocker blanket behind you, add a little seat, some support. Inhaling and exhaling. Take a moment to check in. As you're ready, release the arms, let the hands come down. Start to straighten your legs and then toe heel the feet together. And again, coming to that sort of wider forward fold. So not toe heeling the feet all the way. And then let the upper body hang. And notice maybe if you can straighten the legs a little further this time. More round of breath, inhaling and exhaling. As you're ready, come to your spider fingers, toe heel the feet together a little further if you need to. Big bend in your knees and press down and rise, and then exhale the hands to heart center. Just come back to your mountain pose. So take stock of where you are in your mountain pose again. Root down through your feet, so really find that stable place. Inhaling and exhaling. If you want to take the feet together to where the big toes touch, feel free. And then we're going to inhale and reach up. Exhale, sit low in your chair pose. So maybe the arms are outstretched, maybe the hands come to heart center, or arms are out ahead of you. Inhale, rise, reach up. Exhale, sink into your chair. Inhale, press down and rise. Exhale, sink, really root down, weighs in your heels, toes are light. Inhale, rise, maybe a little tip back. Exhale, sit low, maybe a little lower each time. Inhale, press down to rise up. We root to rise. Exhale, sit. And inhale, rise, reach up. Exhale and sit just once more. Inhale up. This time exhale and sit to stay. Arms can stay out ahead of you. Draw the shoulders back, maybe hands to heart center. If you want to rise onto the balls of the feet, maybe sit a little lower. So there are lots of options. Keep the legs drawing towards one another. Keep your drishti, keep your gaze. And then when you're ready, set the heels down. Maybe reach the arms back out and then press down to rise. Exhale and release. Hands to heart center, back to mountain. Maybe toe heel to feet apart. And just shake it out for a moment. So now that we're a little warm, we're going to move into our moon salutations. And notice in our moon salutations, we move horizontally on the mat. So our sun salutations are very much up and down the mat. So sun and moon are sort of yin and yang, if you will. Male, female, sort of upper body strength, lower body flexibility. So thinking of it as this sort of dynamic interchange between the two. So we want a little bit of both in our practice. So it's good to work on different things. So a lot of these poses you'll be familiar with. You will be mirroring me. You won't necessarily be on the same side. So you're rooting down into your mountain pose, but you're just facing the long side of your mat. So starting out with your mountain, when you're ready, you're going to inhale and reach the arms up overhead. Clasp the hands in Kali Mudra, index finger points up. And then exhale, coming into a standing half moon. Just bending from your waist, reach through the left side body, or the side body rather. Inhale, reach up, and then exhale and go to the other side. Inhale and come on up. And then big step towards the center of your mat in what's called victory squat. So sit low, it's like your big goddess squat. Your weight is in your heels. Arms are coming in at a V. And you don't want to let the knees fall in, so draw them back. Draw the belly in so you can feel supported. Inhale and slowly come up to 5-pointed star, soft knees. And then when you're ready, turning to take triangle pose. Reaching and rotating down. Top arm up over the bottom. You're mirroring me again, so I'm not using rights and lefts as much just to make it easier. Inhaling and exhaling. When you're ready, top hand releases down. Step the back foot into your pyramid. Take an inhale to lengthen, and then exhale and bow over that front leg. Inhale and slowly lift. This time, step it down into your low lunge. Inhale, rise through your kneeling crescent lunge. So we're mimicking the moon's phases. Now we're in the dark phases. We'll come back up to light. Inhale and exhale. Hands come through. So this is our Skandasana, our outstretched lunge here. So you may be on the ball of this foot or flat. So the opposite leg goes long. Toes to the sky, hands to heart center. And this is probably the most awkward of the poses, so be where you need to be. I often teach Skandasana, so if you want to be in a half Skandasana with a little bit more elevated, with the feet down, or the other foot down and the hands here, you can always do that too if that's a little bit more accessible. When you're ready, we're going to come back through center to move to the other side. So we're going to come to our lower squat. Inhaling and exhaling, so we're just coming all the way through, up the other side. Same exact poses, just in reverse. When you're ready, that outstretched lunge to the other side, or our Skandasana. And again, this foot might not be flat on the mat, it could be on the ball of the foot still. Inhaling and exhaling, try to sit up a little taller if you feel like you're falling forward. When you're ready, you're turning towards the bent knee. Back leg down, low lunge. Back toes can stay turned under if that helps for balance. So you can inhale and rise, reach up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Coming up and off of your back knee. Step it in to find your pyramid. So toes and hips face the short edge of your mat as you inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Now this time coming up into triangle, the back foot steps to widen and we roll up into your triangle pose. Inhaling and exhaling again, gaze can go where it works for you, maybe a little bit higher works better. Soft through that front knee. Now press down to rise and we find ourselves back in our 5-pointed star. So reaching out, inhaling and exhaling. Tail heel the feet in, back to your goddess squat or your victory squat. Now we step to the opposite side from where we began. Big step to the other side, finding your mountain. Inhale, reach. And then exhale and bow, standing half moon. Back to center, other side. Just from the waist through center. Big step to the center of your mat once again. We're just doing the exact same thing. Second round. Inhale, 5-pointed star, soft knees. Same for the exhale, and then inhale and reach and rotate down. Triangle, other side. Inhaling and exhaling, gaze wherever works for you. Maybe you add a block. Exhale, top arm comes down. Step the back foot in to find your pyramid. Maybe take an inhale and lengthen, set it up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise, front knee bends, back leg comes down, low lunge. Inhale and rise, reach tall. Exhale, hands come through, open extended lunge once again, out to that same side. Hands can come to heart center, sink into that right, into your hip, onto that side, and then slowly make your way to center. So this is our low point here. As we make our way back up. Take a few rounds of breath. If you need to bow the head, take a second. Feel free to do so. And then as you're ready, same thing, other direction. Take your time to get there, add whatever props you need. Inhaling and exhaling. And then start to turn towards your bent knee. Back leg comes down. Inhale and rise. Low lunge. Exhale the hands through heart center and slowly find your way back up to your pyramid. So take a moment to set it up if you need. So this salutation is not necessarily one-for-one on the breath. As you can tell, you might take another couple rounds of breath whenever you need it. As you're ready, you're peeling up and open into your Trikonasana on the other side. Inhale, soft front knee as you press down and rise, finding yourself in your 5-pointed star. Toe heel your feet in, victory squat or goddess squat, sink low. Inhale, rise, come back to the other side from where you began. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, standing half moon. Back to center. Other side. Reach up. Sink low. Let your toes be light. Slowly find your 5-pointed star. And then turning in the other direction, reach and rotate down to your triangle. Top arm over the bottom, soft front knee. Exhale, slowly let the top hand come down. Step the back foot in to find your pyramid. And again, we're not on a tight rope here, so if that back foot needs to adjust, feel free. Maybe the toes go out a little bit. And then lunge into your front knee. Take a wider stance as you come down. Low lunge, reach up. Exhale the hands through and turn to the long side of your mat for your open extended lunge. See if you can maybe sink into it a little bit further this time. And not sink without strength, but just see where you can soften. See if there's any places you can ease up. Slowly come through center. Sink into that Malasana. Drawing the hands in, maybe elbows guide the knees open. And then when you're ready, other side. Start to draw open into that extended lunge. Sit a little taller if you can. Inhaling and exhaling. And then when you're ready, turning towards the bent knee, let the back leg go long. Same thing as where we were before. Draw up. Keep your right knee about over your ankle, not past your toes, so take up lots of space on your mat. Exhale and slowly come down. Lifting up gently, coming into your pyramid. So sometimes these poses are just different by nature of how we get in and out of them, even if it's the same thing we did the other side. Slowly widen your stance and peel up and open to triangle. Soft front knee as you press down and come on up. 5-pointed star. Inhaling and exhaling, toe heeling the feet together, sink low. Big step to the other side of your mat, rise, reach up. Exhale, standing half moon, just lengthening through the side body, hips stay where they are. Back to center, big step through, sink low. Inhale, rise, soft knees, and don't snap them back too aggressively there. When you're ready, triangle pose, reach to rotate down slowly. There's no hurry. This is a nice slow grounding practice. Meant to sort of quiet and calm all the busyness. Exhale, top arm comes down as you step in, finding your pyramid once again. Inhale and exhale. And then big lunge into that side. Set it up, take a moment. If you need to step that front foot further forward, do so. Exhale the hands through, and then turning, open, extended lunge. Hands start center, sit a little taller. Maybe you can go a little further each time. Coming through center as you're ready. Take the feet a little bit closer. And again, this can be higher and wider as well if that works better for you. So be in your body, see what works for you. It's the beauty of yoga is that we can all be doing the same practice, but it might look and feel different for every single person in the room. When you're ready, other side, open, extended lunge. Set it up. One side might be a little different than the other, so do what you need to. Lift the heart center. Trying not to fall into it. That strength and ease of practice. Slowly turn and drop that back knee. Big lunge in the front knee as you rise, reach up. Exhale the hands through heart center. And lift slowly, finding your way to your pyramid bow. Step the back foot even wider and peel up and open, triangle. Gaze where it works for you. Soft front knee as you press down and rise. Toe heel the feet in as much as you need to. Find your 5-pointed star. And then once you're ready, toe heel even further and sink low. Gotta squat. Press down and rise. Just come back to your mountain. Inhale and reach. Exhale, standing half moon. Exhale, and other side, back through center. And just release back to your mountain pose. Inhaling and exhaling, maybe close the eyes. See how you're feeling in your body right now. Maybe that was a lot if you're someone with very tight hips or that lunges are really challenging for you. So just give yourself a chance to check in. No hurry. So nice work on your moon salutations. When you're ready, we're going to come back into that squat once more. So big step on your mat and sink low. And we're going to just hold for a little bit longer. So lift the toes. Maybe see if you can sink a little deeper, weight in your heels, but still sit up nice and tall. So as you sink lower, you shouldn't feel like you're falling forward. Inhaling and exhaling, strong belly, strong breath. Maybe you can really start to hear that deep Ujjayi breath. Maybe the thighs get parallel with your mat. Inhale and exhale, just one more round. And then slowly start to rise. Take the hands to the top of the thighs. And you can take the toes in a little bit further if you feel like they're really far out. We're gonna sink a little bit further. And this time, just take the hands on the top of the thighs and dip one shoulder down. Maybe you sink a little bit further, come back to center. Exhale, other shoulder dips down. Maybe you sink a little bit further, just 2 more times. Inhaling as you rise, exhaling as the shoulder dips down. Just once more. Slowly coming down one side and then the other. Back through center, start to toe heel the feet together. Nice work, just shake it out. And then of course for our half moon, our full moon class, we have to take our balancing half moon or Ardha Chandrasana. So we're gonna come into it from that right side. So the same idea here we took with our pyramid. If you wanna have a block or any other prop nearby, feel free to have it. You're gonna put it a foot or 2 out diagonally from your pinky toe. So set your hips and your toes up to the short edge of your mat. Take an inhale and rise, maybe hands come to the hips. And then as you exhale, fold forward, like you're coming back into that pyramid. But this time the right knee is gonna soften a little bit just to give you some strength through that right side. You can use your block or not. If you're not, you're just lightly up on the tips of those fingers. You're really moving down into that right leg, and the left leg's gonna start to rise. The left arm starts to rise as you come into your Ardha Chandrasana, or your half moon pose, coming into the balance. And again, gaze wherever works for you. Inhaling and exhaling. Take your time. Soft right knee. Try not to clench the toes. If you're holding on to the block greatly with that right hand, try to loosen it up. Maybe just come a little lighter on the right hand. And then whenever you're ready, left hand's going to come down. Square up the left hip. And the left leg's gonna lower a bit, but we're gonna revolve. So left arm stays. If you're using a block, maybe that block comes to the left hand. And then the right arm reaches up to twist. You're not gonna probably go as high with the left leg as you did before, and that's okay. Exhale, slowly come back out into your half moon. If you take that Chapasana or back bending half moon where we reach back for the top of the foot, you are welcome to do so. If that is not in your practice, don't worry. Maybe you go for it. If not, just stay in your balancing half moon. If you've taken it, come out of it slowly. And then slowly let the left side just come down to the mat. And again, widen the feet. Take a moment, sort of just shift side to side, releasing through, evening things up. And then toe heeling the feet in a bit to press down and rise and reach up. Exhale, the hands come through again. Find your mountain pose for a moment. Get yourself settled. You know where you're headed now for the other side. So when you're ready, your right foot's gonna step back and find that pyramid stance to start. Inhaling and exhaling. Maybe hands come to the hips as you inhale and broaden the chest. And then exhale and start to fold forward. Again, if you would like, you can add your block or just come to the tips of the finger. Your left leg is going to be your support as you lift the right, and the right arm floats with it. Inhaling and exhaling, find steadiness, find your balance. Focus the gaze, breath is still fluid. Even though we're holding our balance, we're never holding our breath. Inhaling and exhaling, try not to let the left toes grip. Just root down through that whole left strong leg. Left knee is soft. Whenever you're ready, your right hand's gonna come down, your right hip's gonna square the mat, the right toes face it. Keep it lifted and then revolve, soft belly as your left arm reaches up to twist. Inhaling and exhaling, and then slowly coming back through center. You can come right back to your balancing half moon. And then again, if you want to take that back bending variation, you're welcome to, if that works for you. If not, no worries at all. Remember, no urgency, no competition. Maybe peel it open. Maybe pressing that foot into the hand a little further. Whenever you're coming out, you're doing so slowly, not slingshotting it out. Right arm, right leg comes to the mat, wider stance, and again, just sort of shift and adjust. Walk it out, whatever you need. And then whenever you're ready, you're making your way down onto the knees. And just sit back onto the heels. Close the eyes for a moment. Just let the arms rest for a moment. Starting to transition to the sort of bottom part of our practice. Inhaling and exhaling. Taking a few rounds of breath. If you're really built up a lot of heat, try to just sort of start to let go of that a little bit. As you're ready, flaring the eyes open, take the arms behind you. Maybe the hands come down, fingers face you, or maybe it's a little more out at a diagonal, but keep the knees down and just press into the mat to lift your seat off of your heels a little bit, or maybe it's a lot as you keep the gaze over your chest, so the neck is nice and aligned. No undue stress on the neck. And just broadening through the chest, stretching through the quadriceps. Inhaling and exhaling, and then slowly release down. And take the hands ahead of you, and just scoot the feet around. Take the legs long in front of you, slide forward on the mat as you need to. Feel free to have any props or anything that you need nearby. Take an inhale and rise, reach up. And then as you exhale, fold in half, reach forward, but we're not going all the way down. Inhale and rise up, and then exhale and slowly start to come down, but we're not releasing all the way. Just let the arms guide you. Let the feet stay on the mat or the floor. Inhale, rise once again, reach tall. Exhale, fold in half, but we're not staying. Inhale, rise and reach up. Exhale, start to roll your way down, but nice and strong. Squeeze the legs together. We're not going all the way yet. Inhale, rise, reach up. Exhale and fold. And then inhale, rise. This time, start to roll your way down. Doing so very slowly. Hands can come to heart center, or maybe one elbow comes to the mat at a time as you slowly start to come all the way down onto the mat. And then hug the knees in and just give yourself a little rock side to side release. Take an inhaling breath and an exhale out of the mouth. Let a little bit of heat go. Just thank yourself for doing all the work that you did. Thanking yourself for taking this time on the mat. When you're ready, you're going to come into our supine Gomukhasana legs. So our reclining cow face legs. Right leg crosses over the left. So try to line up your knees over one another and then reach to the outside edges of your feet. And try to resist the urge to pull the knees into the chest. Almost actually push them away, just like we were in this pose seated. Relax your shoulders down. Inhaling and exhaling. Press your feet into your hands. So a nice active stretch. But you can really settle into it since we're reclining. Sometimes it's hard to settle into this when you're seated upright, unless you add a blanket or block or something behind you. Inhaling and exhaling. Staying for another couple rounds of breath. When you're ready to uncross, do so slowly and set the feet down onto the mat and let yourself just kind of wiggle a little bit side to side. Coming back up. When you're ready, the left is going to cross over the right this time. And you might have to draw the knees in a little bit to catch hold of the feet, but once you do, try to set your tailbone back down onto the mat. And notice one side might be a lot different than the other, so make any little minor tweaks or adjustments that you need, but try to keep the integrity of the pose even if you need to adjust it a little bit. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw, which might sound funny, but we tend to hold ourselves tightly in places we don't need to be when things are hard. Press the feet into the hands, just breathe through it. Press your knees away from your chest, just like if you were in this seated. Just a couple more breaths. And slowly release. If one side was a lot harder for you, slowly set the feet down, windshield wiper the knees. Feel free to start on that side and maybe stay there a little longer and then move to the sort of more flexible side. So you can kind of play with that as you need to. So when you're ready, we're going to take the feet in close to us. If you want to add your block beneath your sacrum, feel free to do so. We're going to press up into that bridge once again, but I'm going to add the block as a more restorative option. So when you're ready, you're lifting up and maybe you come to a flat place on the block or maybe midway up. Only go higher than that if you are comfortable and you've done this before, so it's hard for me to know what everyone's doing, obviously, because I'm not with you. But go ahead and find a place on the block if you are using one. Otherwise, I'm coming up into a bridge pose that's not too terribly intense, so just sort of a midway up into your bridge. And those of us on blocks, you're welcome to just stay where you are. If you are not on a block and you want to come down and kind of shift and adjust, feel free. From here, we're going to just start to float one leg up overhead at a time. So we're just legs up the wall essentially, and you can even do legs up the wall at home anytime you're letting the legs and feet just have a little break. In this variation, we're just elevating up with the block, so that's not a must do, but it's a nice option. It moves us a little bit more towards a half shoulder stand, but we're not going into that full thing right now. So maybe walk the shoulders underneath you a little bit, maybe reaching the hands beyond your block if you have one. If not, just let the legs come overhead. Feel free to roll out the ankles, move the toes, lengthen through the back of the legs. Just letting your legs and feet have a break from all the work that they do, letting the blood flow in the opposite direction. Take a few rounds of breath. This is a wonderful pose to do, even if you just do it at the end of your day, all on its own. Maybe even just letting your legs come up overhead for a few moments before bed. Just another round of breath. Whenever you're ready, just slowly start coming down. One leg comes down at a time. Once both feet come to the mat, you can slowly lower down or gently lift up and off of your block and come down and let the knees fall open back to our Supta Baddha Konasana where we began. Reach the arms up. Take a nice long stretch through the body, and then as you exhale, bend the elbows out to the sides into cactus and just let yourself settle in. Feel completely open, receptive to all the work that you've done. Chest open, hips are open, face is soft. stay exactly where you are. If you would like to take any other little movement or shape or stretch, nothing too big, you're welcome to do so. If you want to just come back to finish your practice in your Shavasana instead of where we began here, that's great too. Wherever you are, just making sure that you're finding a neutral, symmetrical place in which to remain for our final moments together. So corpse pose Shavasana is a great option as well. Or you can stay in that reclining bound angle where we began. So take your time to settle, soften the face, slow the breath even more. Just staying here for another couple of minutes. Allow all the work that you've done settle into the body. Allow yourself to feel strong, but now at ease. Knowing that you can come back to this place through your breath at any time. Hopefully this practice has quieted things in your body, but awakened you to things that you are capable of. Slowly start to bring yourself back from wherever you've drifted. Gently moving your fingers, toes, maybe reaching the legs long if the knees were bent or vice versa. Rolling over to a side, remaining there for another moment of stillness. Gently pressing yourself up slowly as you're ready, inviting the hands to heart center. And gratitude to yourself for taking the time today, and to those practicing with you, even if virtually. May you be at peace. May your heart remain open. May you awaken to the light of your own true nature. May you be healed. May you be a source of healing for all people. May there be peace on earth, and may the hearts of all people be open to themselves and to each other. May all people awaken to the light of their own true nature, and may all creation be blessed and be a blessing to all that is. Thank you all for joining me. The light in me honors the light in each one of you as we bow forward. Namaste. Thank you so much. We will be doing more Facebook Live classes every day, and if you miss them on here, you can always take them later, or they're available on our YouTube channel as well later on. So thank you all again.